Hello, hello, hello. This is the 41st episode of the Mental Threads podcast. I'm your host, Toasty. I am here with another great and wonderful artist right here, Dear Mir, if you'd like to say something.
What's good, dear man? Checking in. We about to get straight to it.
Yeah, we're definitely about to get straight to it. I've listened to a couple of his videos on YouTube and everything. Dude's got some really, really good stuff. I just want to ask you, like, what really motivates you or what really inspires you when it comes to, like, making music and stuff of that nature?
Um, just uh, just stuff I be going through in real life, and like I just take my experiences and just put it into music, and just like just really like my competitive spirit and just want to be great is the main reason that I just be like pushing hard with my music.
Oh yeah, that's really good. That's really good. I'd be sensing that there's a little bit of like a splash of Jeezy in your style. Would you say that Jeezy's one of the people that kind of inspires you? Or that hell no.
That's the first time I heard Jeezy, but
Definitely not in the voice, but like in like the whole like motivation concept.
oh I say like I first off, Jeezy's like he's one of the greatest. So you feel me? Anytime somebody say mention me with somebody like that, that's a compliment. But I think that just as far as like motivation, I wouldn't say it comes from Jeezy. I just think that it just comes from like the stuff I be going through versus like actually like somebody else. But I will say that like when it comes to motivation, Jeezy's the first person that people think of when like you think like motivation in hip hop.
Yeah, because he had that whole like hustler type spirit and everything, and a lot of his music. The only thing is like his voice is kind of raspier though, so I guess that's a bigger difference with that and everything. But it's just like like when I watch your videos and everything, even just like a moment ago and stuff, like there's still like a motivative like aspect that even like searches through me also when I'm listening. I'm like, oh wow, that's nice, and it's like I think that's pretty cool that you already got like your music video stuff pretty much set up and everything. Best part I notice about your art is like I feel like it's something that anybody can pretty much like dive into
Right.
really. So it's not like alternative or whatever, but it is like in a sense like it's just you, and that's one thing I'm appreciating about your art from what I've seen so far. I'll be sure to check out some more stuff like when I have the time and stuff of that nature. But when it comes to like other artists and everything that probably like that kind of I don't want to say inspire you, but like because everybody has like people that kind of like influence their styles to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I feel like with a lot of my songs, I feel like obviously like there's a sense of like Flatbush, a little bit like a little bit of ASAP here and there and everything with a little bit of Childish Gambino. It's kind of all over the place. So like that's
Yeah.
what kind of messing me up too. Like it's not very concrete, but it's very very different. It's stuff. But like what artist in a sense like kind of like influences your style?
Um, I think like kind of how you pointed out, because I listen to so much music, I get inspired by so many different people, which is why my like a lot of my music sounds different. Which, like you said, is like it's a good and a bad thing, because like you want to have kind of have a sound that's just you without it being like all over the place. But I think I am honing in on the sound now though. And as far as like artists, I just say like it really just depends on the day. Like I can wake up and be like, but I will say like definitely like Kanye, Big Sean, Kendrick, Cole. Um, I would say like I don't know, Jay-Z, Childish Gambino. I mean the list just goes on. Like I don't even know. Like I just be making music on like how I feel. So when people ask me this question, I always just end up listing hella people because it'd be like, because I just be so like experimental in my music. So to answer that question, it's so many different artists that inspire me, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, I could feel that. I could feel that a whole lot, especially like Big Sean's like that's a new one, especially when I interview folks and everything. I know like last episode I did with Justin Reed, his person was like Tory Lanez and everything that kind of inspires me. I know. Have you listened? Yeah, have you listened to Justin Reed's music? He's another student on NCCU.
Um, I haven't listened to his music yet, but I know who he is. I just connected with him. He at one of the performances here at Central. So I haven't actually been able to listen to his music because he didn't perform that day. But I know who he is, and he seemed like a dope artist, and I'm interested. Like I'm gonna check out his stuff.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I just had him like on the podcast like 5 days ago and everything. I'm gonna see if I could probably connect with him a lot more. I wish I would have met like a lot of y'all like way earlier and everything, but it's just like it is what it is. People get stuck in their ways trying to like get their assignments done, and then COVID hit, which really like kind of put like a how can I say like a barrier when it comes to socializing and connecting sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
But it's just like it is what it is. But it's like yeah, man, when it comes to music, it's just Big Sean, that's like that's one of the most underrated artists and everything, you know. It's like I know people like to like compare him to Kendrick and Cole, like they like to do with Logic and everything like that. They'd be like, "Oh, well, you're nothing like Kendrick and Cole." So it's like you automatically suck or you're automatically cheesy or something like that, or like they'll say you're like the most okayest rapper. I feel like Big Sean's a really really dope artist, but like how do you feel like when people like criticize like Big Sean and stuff of that nature?
Well, Big Sean is my favorite artist. Like he's a person that I remember like he's the first concert I went to, like all that type of stuff. So with Big Sean, it's like when people criticize him, I just think it's once again people don't know how to appreciate somebody for who they are, and so that's what he gets a lot of because it's just like with basketball and stuff. Like some people don't understand that like some people are just scorers, some people are great at defense. Like you don't always have to compare LeBron. Like you don't have to compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. Like they're both great in their own ways. I feel like with Big Sean it's the same thing. Like he's a great artist, and I think a lot of the times people just hate on Big Sean for reasons of like you said, oh, he doesn't sound like J. Cole, he doesn't sound like Kendrick. He's not he stinks, you know what I'm saying? Like but in reality, he he got bars, he got the hits, like you know what I'm saying? Like he got like what more do you want from art? Like to me, if you have a career like Big Sean, you had a great career in my opinion. But you know, some people think otherwise.
Yeah, no, I feel that. No, I seriously, seriously feel that. I guess Big Sean gets a whole lot of flack because when he first came in, he dropped like that one first hit with the S, and then like then he went with more serious stuff here and there. So I feel like he's kind of had that issue where you're kind of in between and everything, where people can't seem to see him outside of the whole S type of rapper and
Right.
everything. And that's not even like the case. Like, he's not just that. Like, even like when Dark Skies Paradise and everything, I was listening to that on repeat when I had to, like, when I was in community college. Like, just left a really bad community college
Yeah.
and I was fucking up so bad. So I needed like something to kind of motivate me. And it was like the main artist I was listening to was Childish Gambino, J. Cole. But Big Sean was like the main artist I was getting me to like type of my essays and everything, because it's like, I had to go to like a whole different community college. So it's just, I had to be just focused on myself and I had to focus on getting my work did. And that was like my top of my priority. So it's like, that whole tape really had me motivated to do what I needed to do to ensure that I could like get the grades I needed to even come to Central in the first place. So for that, it's just like, it's crazy how much like artists can really like not just influence you, but just kind of influence parts of your life too. Like, it's like, man, like I was really listening to this person at a very rough period in my life and everything. So it's just like, I give it up for Big Sean over that and stuff of that nature. So it's like, but yeah, besides Big Sean and everything being one of the artists that was like your first artist you went to a concert for?
Yeah, the crazy part about it is I don't think about it. So, I actually, he came to Brooklyn for Powerhouse. This was like when I was in like eighth grade, or
Mm.
I was in eighth grade or my freshman in high school. My older brother had got tickets, and Big Sean was performing, and what ended up happening was my brother lost his keys. We was going from Connecticut to Brooklyn,
Mm.
and my brother lost his keys, so we end up like having to go look for the key. I mean, it took hours to look for these keys. Like it wasn't like he lost them for like 2 seconds. He lost them for like a smooth hour. So long story short, I get there. Big Sean already had performed, so I missed him. So technically, my first concert was like it was Powerhouse, so it was a bunch of different artists. But my first concert of going to see somebody was like just like a headlining tour. You know what I'm talking about? It was Forest Hills Drive with J. Cole, and Big
Oh.
Sean was opening for J. Cole. But Big Sean, my favorite artist, so I was going to see Big Sean and Cole, of course, because that's my favorite Cole album. So it was like a win-win. But that's still probably like one of the best concerts I've ever been to, though. Like it was crazy. And I just wanted to go back to that last statement about like with Big Sean with the whole ass thing. People have to understand like at the end of the day, music is an industry, and as much as people want to hate the commercial stuff, that's the stuff people listen to. Like if you listen to Drake's album, right? Like my favorite song on that album on CLB is 7 a.m. Bridal Path. But when I go outside, all I hear is "I'm too sexy for this and too sex," because that's just the stuff that is catchy. People get it. So I think people judge artists a lot of the times off of like commercial songs, but don't understand that like that's part of the game. Like you gotta kind of do stuff like that to get your sales and get, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, as much as people hate catchy songs or they hate the as when that song was out and like and even when like I got to high school and I would go to parties and that song came on, girls was still twerking, niggas was catching ass. So to me, it's like you hate that song, but yet y'all still dancing to it, y'all still singing the song. So I think people need to stop being so critical on those type hits and just understand that it's a purpose for a hit. Like a hit is for you to party to, it's for you to listen and not have to think deeply about a song or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's for you to just kind of just vibe out to, sing the song, keep it catchy, etc. But when you listen to an artist project, that's what I do. Like I don't judge an artist off of a radio hit. I'm gonna listen to your project and see what you're talking about in the project. Now, if your project is sounding like that same stuff, then I'll be like, I don't know if I really rock with you. But like when I listen to a Big Sean project, none of his projects are like a bunch of just commercial stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just back to that, because I know as an artist, that's something that we all deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to be commercial, but like not trying to be commercial and trying to have hits, but like still stay serious. Like it's like a weird thing. So I think people that listen to music just need to take that into consideration.
And I feel like they're just kind of being unfair with Big Sean, dude. Because I feel like all artists do that. To be even J. Cole had the whole can't get enough, can't get enough,
Everybody
and then
does it. Like you have to do it. Like it's you can't name me an artist who does not do that. And I get it's an art to being able to be commercial, but like still not like Kendrick is great at it. Like he'll do something that's super commercial, but like it's still him, so it just not looked at as commercial. Like he'll do stuff like To Pimp a Butterfly, the songs off of that, like where it's not like I got a bone to pick, you know, like that's not really a commercial song, but like it still kind of is.
it kind of touches on
Yeah,
commercial. And even Two Chains, it was kind of like back in 2013, there was hella commercial type songs, but it's like when you listen to like he still be dropping hella dope bars in it too. So it's like, you know, at the same time, it's just like even with Two Chains, it's like which they're both a part of good music too. So it's
yeah,
like they're not gonna just get anybody to put on good music. Like there's some spitters on good music with Common and Pusha T also. But it's like, you know, it's funny that you even brought up like how you actually first saw Big Sean at like a J. Cole concert, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's like when I first saw Big Sean, it was at Dreamville Fest. Well, like,
Oh,
which is
word?
yeah. I was at the last Dreamville Fest. I'm still trying to get my payments done. Next, yeah, I know because it's like I'm bored.
Nah, I was out there too though, no cap.
Oh, really? Were?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That was, I mean, like that. His set was fire. A lot of people was sleeping on his set, and I'm like, when he come out, y'all gonna see it. He got hits. Like y'all, people don't understand that. Like some artists, y'all try to act like, oh, they don't really have hits, but then when it boils down to it, and they come out and they start playing songs, you be like, oh, like I forgot about that. Like this is a hit. Like it happens all the time with Big Sean.
you think Big Sean and Two Chainz would make a good versus battle? I
Um,
just realized that. I don't know. They're not at the same level. I don't know about same level or whatever, but it's just like comparably, you know, it's just I feel like they're kind of slept on, but kind of not at the same time.
I
You know?
think like I think that would be a dope versus.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's like me personally. I really do think that'd be a dope versus. I don't know if it's marketable though,
Mm.
as marketable as like some other matchups that they could possibly have. But Big Sean is a tough artist to do a versus with because he's really on that tier with. To me personally, he's on the, like rapping wise and just like rapping wise, like he's on the tier with Drake, Kendrick, all of them, in my opinion.
Mm.
But everybody's gonna want to see Kendrick versus Cole, Drake versus either Kanye or Jay Z at this point. Like people gonna want to see that.
That
So,
Soldier Boy and Bow Wow.
yeah, but I like that one because that was fire. I think Big Sean maybe could go against like Wale.
I could see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that too. I
I
could
think
see
that would
that.
be a dope one because Wale, he faces like sort of kind of the same. He gets it worse than Big Sean. Like Wale gets it the worst, and Wale's a great artist, but he gets it worse than Big Sean. Like Big Sean is like in between Wale and like the J. Cole, Kendrick and stuff because like Wale gets it all the way, Big Sean gets it like halfway, and then like they get Cole, Drake and all them they get the praises as they should because I mean they you know what I'm saying they deserve it. They put that work in.
Yeah, man. I felt, and actually pulling up and seeing Big Sean like actually perform at concert fest. I really loved that Dreamville Fest because I really be wanted to go to concerts and everything. So the amount that they're all kind of mashed up into one big fest,
Yeah, I
and
love
stuff like it really, really had me exposed to like how other dope artists pretty much perform and everything, and them in their space and everything. I know I was really happy when I saw like Boz on JID. Did I see Ari Lennox? Yeah, I saw a little bit of Ari Lennox and everything. I don't know. Sometimes I say Ari Lennox. That's not how you say her name. Is it Ari?
Funny story. I miss like Boz, and like we caught like mid JID. We definitely miss Ari Lennox. My same brother, he had the tickets. We get all the way to the entrance of Dreamville. We get like all the way to the entrance, right? And he get there and he start doing that thing when he start patting his pockets and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, he done lost something. And sure enough, like he couldn't pull up the tickets. So it was a whole process. But as that was happening, we missed like Ari Lennox, some of the people that you just said. So then he finally got it, and then we was able to walk in. But it was just funny because I'm like, I just told the story of how that happened in 2013 and now. And like what, that was like 2019?
Yeah, I mean, it was a break ago.
Yeah.
Because like I was going to see if they were going to pull up again for 2020, but then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And now it's like I think they're doing it like 2 days like in a row. Like they're trying to do it 2 days in a row, and it's just like I don't know if I need to get a hotel or motel set up or something like that, but it's just like shit is gonna be mad crazy. Cause we don't even know what the lineup is right now. That's another risky thing too. But I'm sure like I probably
Did you get tickets for it?
yeah, I have it on layaway. My next payment is on November the 15th, so I already got it noted. So I can be able to see if I can scrap up some bread before then and everything. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but it's just like
I had to sit it out. I had to sit this one out. I got a lot of stuff coming up, like videos and my project, and I just had to take the funds and push it there. And we got the merch on the way too, so it was just like I had to really sit there and be like, all right, I'm gonna have to sit this one out. But I know it's gonna be dope though.
Oh yeah, no, surely, most definitely. Not really. It's just I already got the beat selection for my next project. It's really just trying to find time to like fund it also at the same time.
Yes.
But it's really just like considering I ain't got a whole time. I'm just trying to focus on like really like just focusing on school and everything too, man. I was like I had to really bring it on home like for this semester, man, because I swear like with 6 classes, it was some shit, man. Like a whole lot of shit I had to deal with. But it's just like even like for the past 2 days, I had to spend like today and yesterday just like literally like just making up assignments. I'm just about to get finished with my last part of this assignment, and then I gotta email it to my like instructor and everything. But yeah, no, I can feel that. I mean, it's good that you actually got focus on your next project, and you didn't drop your project since like last 2019, right?
I haven't dropped a project since April of 2019, but you know what I'm saying? Their season is on the way, and it's gonna be worth the wait.
Okay, that's cool. And your last project, what's your last project called?
My last project is called Y'all Probably Won't Listen. And then I dropped the EP called Enjoy the Hangover in 2020. So, but it was like a real short EP. It was like 4 songs or 5, one of those. 4. I think it was 4. But yeah, but this is like an actual project. We like y'all probably won't listen. So it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. And tell me more about like your first project. Like, how many tracks is on it? What motivated you to like, not like what motivated you? Because I know I've asked that like several times. What motivated? But it's like basically like what's basically the focus of your album and everything. Everybody has their focuses. With J. Cole, a lot of his projects are more focused on just like him, like day-to-day life and everything. Like, and he with 2014 Forest Hill Drive, which is like he did it with no features, right? 2014 Forest Hill Drive.
Yeah, he did that no features.
Yeah, that was all him. But it's like there's always like their focus and stuff of that nature. Like I know like with Kendrick. Kendrick's freaking which one? Yeah, To Pimp a
To Pimp a
Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Yeah, it was more politically based with a mixture of just touching on a lot of the hood um shenanigans that he gets into. Shenanigans, yeah, I know. I'm trying to find the right word and shit. It's like I'm trying to like I guess you know what, you know how me fucked up? I think it was like when Biggie Small be saying all my hooligans in Brooklyn. It's just, but it's like yeah, just stuff of that nature. It's just like really trying to pretty much break down a lot of like the politics and stuff of that nature. Yeah, what is your like what was your main focus like with this project, sir?
So with their season or the last one?
With the last project and like maybe tell me more about your next project, yeah.
Oh, so for the last one, that was like the I guess like for that one, it was just more about being like slept on and like coming from that perspective of like his call y'all probably won't listen, so it's like basically saying like I'm nice but y'all won't listen because I'm not doing like I'm not like playing the whole gimmicks game and doing all that like lame stuff and really like just being myself, you know what I'm saying, and not like playing a bunch of games because a lot of times you got artists play a bunch of games to get sales and stuff, and so I was just basically saying like I'm not really doing that. Like I'm just here and I'm putting out good music and y'all probably won't listen because a lot of times, especially today's age with social media, like people pay more attention to everything else but the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was kind of like that statement. Like y'all pay attention to everything else but the actual music. But that was when I was first like starting off too. So you'll see the progression with this one.
That's cool. That's a good way to look at it. But at the same time, dude, you got to keep in mind, like, yeah, with a lot of these, like, come here today and gone tomorrow type rappers, their lifespan in this game is so short, lived and everything. So it's just like, it's like, oh, yeah, you might not listen to this. It's just like, at the same time, dude, you got to keep in mind, it's just like, if you have something that's like, that's worthy of people even like investing their attention to, they're always going to like invest it into that, regardless if it's like, trendy today or not. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, from I'm seeing from your music videos, it seems like you're going to go really, really far. Because one, you already got the presentation out there. So it's like, it kind of gives that sense of just like, okay, there's something people can actually look at and everything. But also, it's just like a lot of your songs sounds like something that people can put on MTV Jams if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like something people could listen to and stuff of that nature. So it's like, I feel like that's where your strength is. It's just like, I know we spoke about it. It's just like how, what do we speak about? Yeah, we speak about like how like, the blur between the lines is just trying to keep it real, and then on the other side, like keeping it commercial and everything.
It's a tough, that right there it's a tough art, and only few master it. That's why there's only few Coles, Kendricks, Big Sean's, Jay-Z, Kanye, even like like Wale. I say I put Meek Mill in that kind of category, but there's very few, a lot, because then you can get stuck into the he just a serious rapper, like he just like raps, you know what I'm saying? Like he just, everything he do is just like hard hip hop rap. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lane now. Shout out Griselda for like making that a better lane where like artists can then like just really just rap and not have to feel the pressure of creating a song. But you get kind of put in that lane as well. So it's like, it depends what type of artist you want to be, because there's nothing wrong with that lane as well. But I know some artists want to do like the whole like kind of be serious and talk about real shit, but then like, you know what I'm saying, be commercial as well. So it's like, it's a hard game to play, and like only few really master it. And like I feel like if you master that, you be the biggest artist ever. Like you can be one of the biggest artists ever.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like you have the potential to pretty much find a balance between that also, because you already had the presentation and stuff pretty much locked down and stuff of that nature and everything. That's my next stage, really. It's just like, I know I dropped like freaking 12 tracks and stuff of that nature. And I know there's a sense of alternativeness to me and everything. Consider I am started like mostly through a SoundCloud, really. So that's where like a lot of like, although I am on Deezer, Spotify, Amazon Music. That's pretty much how I'm getting my stuff out there. It's probably dropping the links wherever I can. But it's just like at the same token and everything, that's really gonna be like a struggle for me moving forward. Not in a sense like to be like commercial, because like that's really not like my focus at this stage. I'm really just trying to focus on putting like as much content as I can. So it's like, if somebody were to overlook my stuff, then they can like swipe through my stuff, like, and then they might find something like, oh yeah, I really like this song. I really like that type of song. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to put out as much stuff so it's like, okay, there's something for everybody. And
Right.
then when I do like focus on doing more commercial stuff and I like step out of that whole, it wouldn't come across like I'm just like, just trying to do it just for cash grab. It's just really just in this, oh yeah, you're just doing it just to bring more attention to your other type projects. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So it's just like that. And it's like even when I first listened to Cole, like can't get enough and like what was that?
Workout.
Yeah, workout. Yeah, I was thinking like, okay, he's just. I don't want to say, oh, he's just another rapper. It's like, okay, yeah, like there's some good songs and everything. I didn't become a big Cole person until like Forest Hill Drive, and then I got more interested to listen to all his mixtape stuff, and then that's when I really got deep into it because it's like after like the warm up, the come up, Friday Night Lights, and
Yeah,
everything. That was a
exactly.
good ass time, bro. I wish I could go back at that time again, because it's like really like just all in the morning. That's what I was listening to.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. That's why I always say, like, your projects are your most important pieces to me. Like, you gotta do, well, you don't have to anymore. Because the way hip hop is set up, like, just rap specifically, it's so many lanes right now that you really can't. Because then you got the whole, like, Playboy Cardi lane where you can kind of just vibe out on the beat and just people just rock with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so many lanes right now. So like you don't have to do one thing. But if you're trying to dip into like the whole Cole Kendrick vibe, I do feel like your projects are going to be like even like even people like Cardi and stuff. Where people say, "Oh, they like mumbling, not really saying nothing." If you talk to a Cardi fan, it's it's the projects that are would make a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like a song can't really make like a song can't make a person a fan of you. It can make them like, oh, okay, I want to listen to him. Like let me see what he's about. But it's not until that project that people say, oh, I'm a fan of this person.
I feel like in a sense it's kind of 50-50 depending on how things go. Like for instance, like I know you know about Russ and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like Russ drops a single like every other week and
Dope.
everything, and it's just like I feel like that's a way to get people completely interested in you. Also, they have something to look forward to. Like yeah, projects are pretty important, but at the same token, like this is an ADHD ass generation, man. Like once like something like gets a little bit like strung on, you're not really invested. You start to lose interest really quickly,
Yeah.
and it's like because it's
Exactly.
like with your phone, just like you could be. That's what really messing me up when we doing my assignments. 'Cause I'll be like 15 minutes in doing an assignment. I'm like, okay, let me just check my Instagram. Like, and then 30 minutes, oh shit, I need to do this assignment again. It's like I
No,
could have
that's
knocked
what's
this shit
up.
out in a whole hour, maybe 2-3 hours, and then it's just like you have to do it like 2 days just to get something done. It's just like with music and everything. To really get invested into like an artist, you got to find like why you're invested in that artist. Like people connect with Kendrick because he has so much like of a perspective on just how he grew up and where he's from and just the gang activity that he's witnessed and how it just pretty much reflects our society. J. Cole pretty much does like, I don't want to say the same because he's not really much gang oriented, but he's like really so much focused on that perspective aspect where it's like, okay, how he grew up and just the stuff he witnessed, his mom being on drugs and stuff like that, his father not being there, day to day things that a lot of us witness in our days and everything, or
Right.
a lot of people can relate to. But the way how he like pretty much puts a lot of his feelings and stuff and his opinions into perspective is really what their strength and everything of that
Exactly.
nature. So it's like it's easier for you to really get attached to these rappers.
Hey, Ray, and I would say, but like you gotta also think about like Cole and them, Cole, Kendrick, Drake, all of them. They like what Cole was saying, like they like middle childs, but low key, like it's time for that next. Who gonna be that next people? Like so, you had like a generation of like Kanye. You mentioned Jeezy, Wayne, all those kind of guys. They were like, because like before them it was Jay Z, DMX, all of them. Then it went down to like Ye, like I said, Jeezy, Ross, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like then it went to Big Sean, Drake, Cole, Meek, Wale, Kendrick, all of them. So now it's that next like, cause right now it's not really like that. that lane is still open because technically it's supposed to be somebody in the position they were back in like 2010, 9 when they were first coming up. But right now it's kind of still open.
Yeah, we're at a weird transitional phase. I know people like to point to Corday being that like, that next
Yeah, I was
person.
about to say
Yeah.
really like Corday is like the only one that kind of is getting that like respect and that crown, but he's really like the only one. Like I name like a smooth 5 people, but I could really name like a smooth like 10 people that was kind of like given that lane. I feel like really like you said, Corday's kind of the only one that's, and it's because he's talking like we live in a generation where now everybody talks from the perspective of doing it versus the perspective of like seeing it. And a lot of people are just seeing stuff, they're not doing it, but they just talk from the perspective of doing it because like they feel like that's what they need to hear. So instead of saying, "Hey, I seen somebody get shot," they're saying, "I shot somebody," and it's like you didn't shoot anybody. You may have seen it. Some of them ain't even seen it, but the point is like everybody's talking from this perspective of doing it versus like a lot of y'all just seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be like dry snitching on yourself and your homeboy. Like, it's just like, who knows, man? That's just how life is, man. Especially in this generation. I guess it's just like we're at that weird phase where it's just like we really don't know what to expect next. This COVID thing kind of came out of nowhere, so it's like if you came out of COVID, you should have done something with your life. You should have did something. I know it's just like for me, I dropped the project. I'm doing this podcast thing, 40 episodes in. You're the 41st. I'm trying to get to 50 before the end of the year.
You will.
Yeah, I know. It is.
You will.
It is, yeah. But it's just stuff of that nature, man. In life, you can't just be stagnant. That's just what it is. We had a whole pandemic, and like I still had to go out of my way to like make this shit work. So it's just like you think back to like a lot of the people that you grow up with, and they say they wanted to do this thing and everything, and then like a lot of them didn't really put a whole lot of work in. Hold on a second.
What'd you say?
Hold up, y'all. There's a little bit of something going on. Excuse that, y'all. I think there was a situation with the lizard. All right, but it's like, yeah, I know it's like people like to point at like Corday being like that next one up and everything. I know I listened to the whole Last Boy album, and it's like, I liked a couple songs. I know Have Mercy is usually like the main single part of that. That's just, I feel that drew me to that album. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid project, although it came out 2019 and everything. I think he was just kind of sitting on it for a while and everything. But it's just like, I feel like Corday, I don't know. I feel like if he dropped a whole bunch of like mixtapes and everything, I feel like that should be his next step. It's just like dropping as many singles, just putting more content out there. But it's like at the same time, it's just like I feel like as long as he works at his own pace and everything, just let things like come natural to him. It is what it is. So it's just stuff of that nature. Because it's like, that early 2010s, I just feel like with Kendrick and Cole and even Drake too. Like when he was dropping mixtapes and everything before its main product, like a Room for Improvement and a Comeback Season, stuff of that nature. It's just like. I feel like that's where you really get the heat of like, okay, they're really hungry for this. It's just like yeah.
I think that also you got to take into time. When they were coming up, there was a thing called a mixtape. Now, what is really a mixtape? Because the albums are mixing with the mixtapes at this point. Like, it's really like no difference. You put it on a DSP, then it's like, you feel what I'm saying? So artists, they're struggling with that because it's like you want to put out a mixtape, but people when they see it on Apple Music, they don't even if it's more than 5 songs, it's an album or it's a you know what I'm saying, it's a project. So it's really no like you feel me?
Yeah. I feel like the difference is it's just like, the production value too could pretty much make the difference between mixtape and album. Because for mixtape, you can really just take an instrumental and everything. And it could be like just an instrumental from something else. Like how like 57 and like G Unit was pretty much doing like rapping over all sorts of instrumentals and just slapping onto their projects. I feel like that was pretty much the difference and everything. But it's like at the same time, like when I drop my project, it could be like a mixtape and an album at the same time because it's like, a lot of the beat selection and everything was just all free beats that was sent into ads through me. I didn't produce it or anything of that nature. So it was always somebody else. That's always got to put produced by so and so and everything. So it's just like, plus it's not like It's not like I was working under a label or anything. It's
Right.
just like so. It's just stuff of that nature. So it's like in one hand, yeah, it is kind of like an album, but it's mostly I kind of identify as more like a mixtape because it's just like it gives like since it's like the beginning stages and everything like that. I'm still trying to like kind of like find my flow with a lot of this stuff and find my own consistency and really like yeah, just stuff of that nature. I feel like that's where like the difference in between mixtape and album pretty much starts. Because album is like something like to people that already know who you are and already have
Yeah.
a feeling of like what you are as an artist. Or it's like a mixtape. It's just like just stuff to pretty much invite listeners to kind of build a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still in the building phase of just everything that I want to get established in the next couple of years and stuff of that nature. So it's just yeah, just stuff like that. Just want where do you get your beats from?
Um, I get my beat. It just depends. I have certain producers that send me beats, and then some beats I just find on YouTube. It just depends on, yeah. Like I feel like YouTube be having heat, so you feel me? If you can find a beat that's dope and like not a beat that like everybody's using, then I definitely use it. Um, yeah, and then I got a couple of producers though that send me beats and stuff, and I'll be rapping over them. So, it's a mixture of YouTube and then producers.
Yeah, man, that's the thing about YouTube, bro. It's just like it's still an open market for everybody and everything.
Yeah.
But at the same token, if you really find a really good producer that not many people have heard of, then you pretty much strike like the gold mine.
No, for real.
Especially if they're gonna let you use it like free for profit, just so they can get their name out there too. It kind of benefits for both sides,
Yeah,
And that's like
absolutely.
that's it's really crazy how the dynamics of like producer and artists are pretty much established to that end and stuff like that. Do you be seeing hella Google ads for free beats or beats like for like low prices and everything?
Uh, Not really. I don't really. When I like, I mean, if I do get a beat on YouTube, I'm not looking for anything with an ad or anything that's like jumping out at me because I know like if I see it on an ad, then somebody else will see it on the ad. So it's like I don't anything like that. I'm not doing. Like I'm not even wasting my time with it. But when I do go searching, it's a deep search. I mean, you got to find the right beat. You got to find the right producer. You got to find the right sound. You got to find the right everything. So
You gotta be very intricate with your beat selection and stuff of that nature. I be come across a lot of these ads and everything for free beats and stuff, and like paying like for like sometimes you can get like 100 beats for like $17 and everything, just put into like a file and whatnot, which is like probably the next deal I might consider investing in, to be honest. But I don't really see what's the point because I have like so many fucking beats. Like it's bad. Like it's bad.
yeah,
Like it's taking up so much space on my computer. It's bad. Like I've been trying to like organize it and everything, and trying to put some of the beats like concept projects and everything to see like what it would sound like and everything.
right.
See how like the beats would just kind of work with each other. I'm also trying to find some sound clips to kind of like put in that same project as a whole too. I always want to have like everything there before I even like invest myself within that project. So that it's just like just knocking off each song. Okay, all right, wrote a song for this beat. I wrote a song for this beat. Chat that, chat, 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 and that's just it. And stuff of that nature. So it's just like, yeah, no, I could feel that too and everything. Like, just trying to be intricate of like what beats you want to like take and stuff of that nature. I know I spoke with like main event Teddy and everything when he was on this podcast. Like, it takes a brick to do a project, don't it? Like it's like I swear, like I thought by the end of the year I have like 3 projects out, but then it's just like it just shit happens, man.
It's one of those things where for me, it only takes a while because you have to think when you're at this level, well, at least my level, you have to work and then you have to pay for this, pay for that, pay for this, pay for studio time. Whereas some rappers, once they get to a certain point, they can like just lock in the studio. Whether that's when they sign to a label and the label saying, okay, we're gonna just pay for you to go to the studio. That's your job. Like now you can just really be in the studio all day, every day. Some people they don't do, like. I mean, if you're trying to live this right, like if you're not trying to go sell drugs and stuff, because if you're not trying to go that route, then you got to get a real job, and then a real job takes real time, and then after that, if you in school like me, you got to do your schoolwork, and then still be able to prioritize music because music is still like number one for me. Like I put music over everything. But you also
Mhm.
have to pay for if you got an apartment, you got to pay rent. So a lot of that stuff is just more so the opportunity to be in the studio. If you doing something like or somebody is funding you to just be in the studio, then yeah, you can knock out. Imagine somebody said, "All right, here, look, I'm gonna just give you money to go to the studio whenever you want, for how long you want. Your job is the studio.
Yeah.
I guarantee you can knock out 3 tapes,
Oh no,
4,
definitely.
5 if you want. You know what I'm
But
saying?
there's always like a catch, like there's something sketchy going on, because nobody just gives you money for anything.
I
It's
know. I
like
mean, of course.
this
I'm
shit.
just saying, like, of course, like if somebody was to say that they want it back in return and they gonna want to be whatever part of your career. I mean, I don't know exactly how that works because nobody's ever done that for me, but I do know that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people do that. It's like investing. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're investing for you to go to the studio. So when you blow up, we want this back in return. Like, so, but the point is just that's how those tapes be high. But so people just be like locked in, or they be like, like whatever it is, like you know what I'm saying, whatever you doing to make money, it may not be a 9 to 5, it may be something else where it allows you to kind of play with your time and be able to just hop right in the studio and make money at large amounts. You know what I'm saying, and be able to go straight to the studio.
Yeah, man. I be thinking about it like, man, damn. When I first fucking graduated high school, all I had was financial aid money that was thrown at me, man. And sometimes I'd be working at like Pizza Hut too, and I had no bills, nothing to pay and shit. Now it's like I'm about to graduate, and the reality's about to hit me harder than nothing, man. It's like, oh fuck, how am I even gonna have time to even focus on my music or anything, man? It's just like I feel like I really should have utilized my time like outside of high school like a lot better, man. But it's just, I mean, it is what it is. It's all a learning experience and everything. I felt like I was too old when I dropped my first tape, like at 23 and everything, but it's just like, I still got hella time ahead of me, even the Jay-Z didn't drop like Reasonable Doubt till he was 26, and Eminem didn't like drop his first album till he was 27, like it's that age thing that really does it for you too and everything, like I'm in my 20s and I still got time, but at the same time, things are about to still change up for real, so it's just stuff of that nature and everything. Do you ever feel like maybe you don't be having a whole lot of time and everything? You feel like stuff kind of gets in the way at times for you, or?
Of course, I mean, like, just real life stuff always gonna hit. Like, um I be just like like s- between like whether you're working or whether it's like schoolwork, um and it's just really like day to day stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like just trying to survive. And I feel like every artist deals with it because unless you just come from like riches, then I don't know. If you come from money, then I mean, it may be a different story. But those of us who come from like, you know what I'm saying, not like um no like crazy money, like it's a struggle, and you have to figure out how to prioritize your time. And I feel like now I'm at a place where I am prioritizing it better than I was before, and I just staying the course. Really, that's what I'm doing. Staying the course. I'm not looking left and right, seeing what everybody else doing. I'm trying to stay the course and and be on the journey that God has given me.
No, no, for real, man. Because like, if you have like a certain drive to make something happen, like it's gonna happen eventually. It's just really just a matter of just really just investing in yourself and just investing in the messages you want to push out there and stuff of that nature. So, like, when it comes to like a lot of your messages in terms of your project, what's the main type of messages you're trying to push out for like people like that might be interested in your music or your fans and just stuff of that nature? Like,
The message. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to motivate and inspire people to just be better and be better, like, not just to the outside and the public, but be better for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And with this dare season stuff, it's just like really preaching survival. We are surviving something. Like, everybody is surviving something. You could be the most rich person, and there's struggles in that as well that I may not know about, but I want to be able to relate to everybody, and I know everybody is surviving something, whether it's depression, whether it's you ain't got no money, whether it's just like, you know trying to find yourself, like whatever it is, you're trying to survive something. And so with Dare season and just what Dare is like, it's like, you know, you finding yourself and you're surviving something. I'm just trying to be able to give you the playlist and the music to get you through whatever it is that you're going through. And still, of course, highlighting the fun moments, and because not all my music is just straight like preachy. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's highs and lows, but at the end of the day, like it's really just like really preaching survival. And even like when I talk about love and all that stuff, you're still surviving love. You're surviving a lot of stuff. So you know, just really preaching that.
Oh no, man, I feel that a whole lot and everything. You know, my main focus for like my music through Eco Trip is just focus on like mental health and stuff like that, and the manias of depression.
Yeah.
You know, it don't all gotta be like sadness and like every beat and stuff of that nature, but it's just like, you know, it give you that sense of just like the manias of highs and the lows. Like one day you feel like you're the shit, and like the next day you're not feeling like you're the shit and everything.
Yeah.
It's just really just a cycle of just that, you know, and just really just trying to managing between those and just, you know, all like the traumas that you might be going through and everything of that nature, day in day out. You know, we all had friends who probably turned their backs on us and everything.
Right.
We've all had people who we thought were solid and they weren't too solid. We've all had enemies hate on us for like literally no reason. You don't even know who they is or what their intentions are for you and everything. But you know, you barely might even know if they exist or not and everything. And that could really lead your world into a whole lot of disarray and stuff of that nature, especially in this generation, social media generation, where it's just like, you know, there's always a sense of competition, and there's always like a sense of like everybody's so focused and everybody else is shit. Like sometimes people don't even have time to really look inward and like focus on their own shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, that could lead to like a whole lot of depression, a sense of like feeling that you're not worthy, feelings that it's just like, oh, like what's the point? Why even push on? And in the sense like, you know, hey, I can manage through, I can get through this. You know, I'm the shit. You know, it's just managing, finding balance between those two extremes. You know,
Right.
that you should move on to like that. I feel like that's where I take a ego trip and everything. If anybody wants to definitely take a check out, take a listen and everything. I feel like a lot of the beat selections hella slap too and everything. You know, I know it's like I'm still trying to like advertise. I try to advertise every chance I can.
Feel you.
But it's like, yeah, it's just stuff of that
Talk
nature.
your shit.
Yeah, but it's just I feel like it is very important for an artist, you know, to really like try to express their messages and themselves, like for the sake of connecting with a lot of their audience and stuff of that nature. And the beats and the rhymes don't help. I actually do help a whole lot in that nature and everything. But like I gotta ask, it's just like I know right now you're like probably like age 22, age 23, like.
Yeah, I'm around that. I'm 22.
Yeah, so it's just like what are your plans like for the next like 5 years? Like where do you see yourself 5 years from now when it comes to this music thing?
Um, Really just in the next 5 years, I just want to be in a space where I ain't gotta work and do music. I can just do music, and hopefully by then I'll be at least touring. And you know, I just want my fan base to be way bigger than it is now. I don't. It doesn't have to be like, you know, the biggest fan base like Beyonce, but I do want it to be like a solid fan base. I want to have a solid core fan base. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to be able to be at a space where I can build off from that. You know what I'm saying? And keep going. You know, not just. I don't see. Basically, what I'm saying is, in 5 years, I don't see that being my like. Okay, that's his peak. He's done. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in 5 years, I'm still gonna be like rising and rising and rising and rising, and eventually yeah, he will hit a peak. And to be honest, I don't know when that peak is gonna come. Only God knows. But what I will say, I just want to have a bigger core fan base, a solid core fan base. Like I want it to continue to grow because I got people that's already tuned all the way in. But I just want it to continue to grow, and I just want to continue to stay blessed. And wherever God leads me in 5 years is where I'll be, and I'm just be super thankful.
Oh no, man! I definitely feel that for real, man. For real, man. I know I got like 3 vision boards that's like laying on my wall right now, and everything that I want to be able to do, and everything I want to have, and every like all the stuff like I want to be like just as an individual, and stuff of that nature. And it's just like, I'm in the business school too, so like that's my main degree is like really doing business and marketing of that nature. So it's just like I definitely want to go into like, other interests like outside of music for like, clothing, maybe freaking open a restaurant or something like that. Just other side hustles that could like really kind of help pour into a lot of my music stuff too if I wanted to, or maybe the music thing's gonna pour into the business. One or the other. I could see it kind of being like one or the other. It's just like, do you have any interests outside of music and everything that you might be focused on?
Yeah, like, I'm a master. Like, I wanna I wanna own my own TV network. Like, eventually, like that's like the well, at this point, not even a TV network, a TV app, because I feel like everything is moving into apps. Like
Like a
with
streaming
Netflix, yeah,
service
like
or
with
something?
Netflix and Hulu. So at this point, I want to own my own streaming service, but. Like I want to be big in the sense of I write shows, I write a lot of scripts, and I want to produce shows. I got so many ideas, and I want to produce movies. I want to be in that space, and I want to be a thriving businessman. I got so many ideas, and I want to be able to give back to my community as well. Like those are like my main things. Like I got so many. I want to make smart business investments. I want to bring stuff to my city, and just not just my city, but just people that's like me, you know what I'm saying, coming from places that I come from all around the world, not even just in the United States. I want to give back. And of course, I just want to be able to, feed my family and stuff. So for me, like, as far as what you asked about my things outside of music, of course, I want to do like my whole TV thing and shows and stuff. But also I come from a sports background, so I want to dabble in that industry as well. I want to, you know, manage some athletes or become an agent for some athletes. So I got so many ideas and so many things I want to do that it's low key insane, but I believe wholeheartedly in every last thing I want to do. So I know it's gonna happen.
Oh no, for sure, man, for sure. And it's never Bronx, right? Try to bleed into other interests too. I know for real, like Childish Gambino is one of the biggest like reflections of that. Like not only was he doing like acting in shows like Community and everything like that, and also doing stand up comedy from time to time. Like Mans was also doing writing scripts for like his own
Shows in
shows and stuff of
Atlanta.
that. Like yeah, Atlanta's like how good of a show is Atlanta?
I love Atlanta. I mean, like, so when you ask about like people that I really like, just as a person overall, not just music, Childish Gambino, Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Those are like my two. Like, I need to speak to one of them. I need to speak to both of them for real, and really just have real conversations with them because they've inspired me. I want to do what they did times 10. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when I do what I do, then somebody else needs to come and do it times 10. You know what I'm saying? So for them, it's like I want to be able to do what they did and then make it even bigger. And then somebody come behind me and do it even bigger so we can just keep growing as a people. But those are the two people that I look at. I mean, Atlanta, great show. And especially because I spend a lot of time in Atlanta, I started to understand a lot of the episodes. Because at first, when you watch it and you're not really in Atlanta, it's funny, but it's a different type of funny when you actually go to Atlanta and like you start spending time in Atlanta and going to the clubs and going to like just being in the area. You like, oh shit, like this is like perfect how he did that. So shout out Atlanta. I'm waiting for that new season. And he making 2 seasons too because he took a break. So I'm gonna be tuned in for sure.
Oh wait, hold. So what, the next season is gonna be like two seasons, like 3 and 4 are
Yeah, like
coming. Are they all right now?
he's completing 3 and 4 now. So we ain't gotta wait for the fourth season after the third one.
That's gonna be the shit, man. I swear, bro. Cause like before Atlanta, I know for sure you seen that YouTube video of like what was it like clapping for all the wrong reasons. You seen that video?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That video alone makes me want to like go into like writing my own scripts for things and everything. Cause just a day life, and just a day life of just recording himself and just interacting with other people. Like I feel like there's more stories with that and stuff of that nature, like between the silences and like how they're interacting with each other's characters. I always found that that was pretty cool. So that kind of inspires me to want to like, to do cinematography myself and everything. I don't really know for sure like whether if it's gonna come into the form of just like me have to get like a whole crew of cameramen or if I can just do it by myself with just one regular camera. I'm doing this podcast episode off my phone, so it's just like we'll just see what needs to be done to make that all happen. But it's just like yeah, like Childish Gambino's really is like an inspiration when it comes to stuff of that nature. Um, I know it's just like I know we've spoken about Ice Cube and Childish Gambino, but what about Master P though? I feel like Master P is like where I really is that guy like I really would want to talk to and to ask for advice from and everything, regardless of how to make it through this business and stuff of that nature.
For sure. Shout out Master P.
No, for real though, cause he made like movies and everything, and like just he even got Snoop Dogg off death row and everything from the be it with the No Limit Soldier and everything. Like, dude,
Master P is one of those guys where you like he he's one of them like one of a kind of guys. Like there's not too many. There's really nobody that you can compare him to for real. Because he, like you say, he's done so much. Even with like right now, he got the rap snacks. Like people don't even know that's Master P, but that's Master P. But yeah, Master P is definitely one of those guys. I would love to talk to Master P as well. I mean, it's so many. I mean, you talk about people I would love to talk to. I can go on and tell you reasons why. But yeah, definitely, Master P is a legend. Like he did this before this independent wave, before that stuff was even like a wave. He was just doing it back in the '90s on his own. So I respect him.
no man, real shit, real shit, man. But it's just like, and he had the whole rap game in the chokehold, and No Limit was like the main thing in the early 2000s and everything
Yeah,
too, man. It's just like that was a damn good era too, man, because it's just like because like the South in general was really getting a whole lot of like attention to it and everything. After like the whole like it was before then it was New York and L.A. that was the main parts, and I feel like now it's just like it's Atlanta and stuff at like other places in the South, maybe Florida a whole
Memphis.
lot. Like yeah, Memphis and everything. You want to think like, do you feel like Master P kind of like has like a big role in like pretty much establishing that? Besides like Outkast and like stuff of that nature. Like,
Yeah, I think Master P for sure is one of the main reasons why music is the way it is in the South. You know what I'm saying? Like Master P came and then Cash Money came after them. So to me, between those two, like that shift lets you know, like, okay, the South isn't just Atlanta. Because for a long time, it was like you said, New York, L.A., and then the South was just considered Atlanta. Like anybody Atlanta had popping during that time. But now you saying like we just talked about how Memphis, Florida, like all these different areas in the South are now like not just popping in the South, they actually popping like everywhere. So I think Master P is one of the main reasons why that is the case. And like I said, after him came Cash Money, and then now it's just the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So I think for sure what he did with the music industry definitely helps areas that's not just Atlanta in the South.
no, for real though, and it's like and I know there's like other cities I feel like are still getting some kind of traction and everything. I know like I'm from Charlotte, and we're kind of like at that stage where it's still like like the baby's still pretty much at the forefront, and Billion Dollar Baby
Entertainment.
entertainment is like pretty much gaining some traction too, like around him and everything of that nature. Although we're still like kind of in that infantile stage of really like establishing ourselves like as a city and some of that nature. I know you're from Connecticut. Which town in Connecticut you're from?
I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut. It's a city.
Okay. And like, would you say like the rap scene? You feel like you want to like, kind of like lead in the front of like the Connecticut rap scene as a whole, or it's just like, do you feel like there's some roles I feel like need to be filled, or do you just feel like it's just you're just making music and whatever it is what it is, right?
No, I feel like it's definitely a role that needs to be filled, and I'm not one of those people that has to do it first. I just want to do it the best. So somebody was tomorrow to pop out of Connecticut, I wouldn't be upset. I would be like, good for them, like clapping. Cause yes, like we needed somebody to be first, but I want to do it the best. I want to do it the right way. I want to like make sure that when people associate Connecticut and the fathers in the rap game, they mention me for sure. Cause we don't have anybody big in the industry, you know. Period. Like there's nobody from Connecticut that's like, oh, that's Connecticut. Like there's nobody, but we have a lot of pieces that people do forget are from Connecticut. A lot of pieces that make a lot of these things happen are people from Connecticut, but none of the people are actually the faces of the music and the movements. So it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I could feel that. I could feel that, like in North Carolina for like a while, like before J. Cole and the Baby and all them and everything. North Carolina was just like, it was like we're more like Petey Pablo and stuff of that
Yeah,
nature. And then like, yeah, it's just stuff like that. So it's like, but I feel like we are going into a direction where like maybe even in the 2020s, like maybe by the end of the 2020s, where we might be like more established as like a state, because we have J. Cole, the Baby, and Corday. Corday's from Raleigh, right?
I honestly don't know where Corday is from, but I mean we can take we could take your word on it. I don't know. I don't know where he's from though.
I know he's from North Carolina. That's for a fact, and everything. And it's just like I feel like that's great. Like if like there's still like a wide open window for artists in Connecticut to make it, for sure. And your brother's from Atlanta as it is, so that's already connections as it all. And like in your case, so it's like I feel you could definitely make that happen for sure. Like I mean, we can come back to this episode 5 years from now to see where we're at and everything. But it's just like, yeah, man, I feel like that's a great, wonderful strength, because it's like I feel like at the same time, like there isn't like a whole lot of people that are just kind of like that you have to feel like you have to outshine or anything
Yeah.
yet or anything like that. Not trying to, I'm saying like I'm trying to work hard to outshine the Baby or J. Cole or even Corday in a sense, but I am from North Carolina, and it's just really just in my case, it's just really just a matter of just like really finding like my own lane, like in North Carolina. It's just like, okay, like this is who he is, and this is what he represents, and everything, and this is the music he puts out. It's just like in New York they have everybody like, okay, they got 50 Cent, they got Jay-Z, they had Nas and everything over the years, and
New
then like
York got so many. New York
so
got
many
so many
people.
people, bro. New York goes all the way back to the beginning of hip hop. So nobody's ever gonna be able to take away their history. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like the cool thing about like Connecticut and Connecticut and even like North Carolina too. It's just like I don't know why I freaking like Midland saying Connecticut. They're Connecticut. Anyway, but yeah, anyway, like places like Connecticut or like North Carolina, maybe North Carolina a little bit more right now. Um it gives like more space to like really build our own history as a whole and everything. And you could be like in like that history book in a sense.
Yeah,
It's just like
like
have
I love
innovation,
it. I love it, and you know what I'm saying. I get I get why people sleep on Connecticut because it doesn't have certain things that other states have in general in cities. You look at these these people and these places where they come from, it's not just them. They have sports teams. They have all types of stuff that's put in place so they can succeed. But for us, it's like, you feel me? I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been an underdog my whole life. So it makes sense that I'm from a state that's an underdog. Like, everything about me is underdog mentality. So I love it, though. I love where I'm from. I wouldn't trade it. I'm not claiming nothing. I love Connecticut, and it's places in Connecticut that people gonna have to realize whether you want to or not. It's just as real as some of these cities that y'all think are like the hardest cities to come out of, and that's up to you. Like you either gonna acknowledge it or it's gonna come to the forefront and you're gonna have no choice but to acknowledge it. But as far as just being from Connecticut, it's like I feel like it's the like I feel like God put me on this earth for certain reasons, and it's right where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? That's where I needed to be from, and I love it, and I love what everybody else is doing. I love what Charlotte is doing. Being able to actually witness the baby and like come up being in school while he was coming up, I love it, and I know that they're gonna do what they gotta do to make sure that they on. So it's mad respect to them too, and just everybody trying to put on for who they in this room. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can put on for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of states and cities. If we start to look at the music industry, a lot of people are from the same areas. There's so many states that like Wyoming. Who's from there? You know what I'm saying? Like
Nobody knows like Nebraska and shit like
Nebraska,
that.
like it's so many people but I would guarantee if you go to Nebraska, it's somebody right now trying to rap and put on for Nebraska. So it's like it's so many different states and not even just states but countries and just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not just trying to make it towards just for America, but even if you just look at America, it's so many states that really don't have no representation for that. Are still trying to get put on. So I feel like it's room, and like you said, I'm from a state where ain't nobody really on. But if somebody was to get on, we gonna back them 100%. And when I come, I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, man. Like the first thing that pops in my head when I think about Connecticut is like Triple H and stuff. Like, you're not a big wrestling fan, are you?
Yeah, no, I love
Like,
wrestling.
oh, okay, yeah, that's like the only person because like
No,
he's from
so,
Connecticut. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Triple H and
yeah, like
everything. But it's just, yeah, it's
'cause
just,
WWE, like the people don't understand the impact that had on Connecticut because the headquarters is in Connecticut. So when you ride through Connecticut, like I don't know if it's still there no more, but growing up, when you first go from New York to Connecticut, it's a big old building. It's the WWE building. It has like the sign and everything. And they used to do like dope. They used to do dope. Um,
they do events and
shows
stuff.
and events, whatever. I don't know what you call them. But I used to go when I was a kid because my mom, like my mom had a plug that she knew, like he knew one of the wrestlers or something like that, and she used to get us little free tickets. But man, I love wrestling. I mean, I grew up in the era where to me wrestling was the best, and just that impact on Connecticut alone because that's something that we have. And when they came to Connecticut, everybody comes out like, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no show where it's like a bunch of people that nobody know, like Triple H, Shawn Michaels done came through there, John Cena, Edge, like everybody done came through there. So it's a little dope thing about Connecticut that like people laugh about it because it's wrestling and it's wrestling. But growing up, it was lit because it was like, yo, everybody around the world watching wrestling right now, and the headquarters in Connecticut, like, so and a lot of those people be around too, like. I know somebody that one of the directors, like when I was going to the Boys and Girls Club, I think his kid like went to school with Triple H's kid or something like that. So you know what I'm saying? They really like those wrestlers used to really be around.
Oh no, I bet, man. And
Not where I'm from. Hold on, let me make sure. Not where I'm from. They wasn't walking around Bridgeport, but they was definitely like walking around in like other areas of Connecticut. You would just kind of hear about it and stuff. But
oh yeah, no, I feel and like wrestling, like I feel like people like I feel like most rappers are wrestling fans. I know even Snoop Dogg was put in the Hall of Fame and everything.
Snoop Dogg do everything. Ain't
He
nothing.
literally does every. I think he's gonna be in the new Mandalorian show. You know that, right?
I didn't know that, but I don't put it past Snoop. Snoop do everything. Shout out Snoop. He's another goat. Like there's so many goats. Snoop is a goat.
I can already see him in Mandalorian right now, bro. They in space and shit. He's fucking rolling up some weed. Like this is a whole Disney show. This nigga got this nigga on this show. This nigga used to be like in a fucking rap label with Tupac and Suge Knight, and now y'all got him on the Disney show, on Star Wars and shit. It's just like he really does everything, and like he's best friends with like Martha Stewart.
Snoop don't miss, bro.
He really doesn't. He really doesn't. Yeah, like like it's like you see a lot of the OGs and everything, like Master P's and Snoop Dogg and everything. You really want to reach that level, man, and everything. Let me just be comfortable in my life, man. Let me reach a level in life where it's just like, bro, everything is just right. You know what I'm saying?
No, fact.
Like really, it's just like you. I just saw a video. I think of looking at like Master P's house. I'm like, dude, this nigga really wakes up in this mansion all the time. Like, just imagine. It's like I'm in a dormitory in freaking Baines and stuff. Like, just imagine how much your life could really change, like over time. Like, if you really invest yourself to like stuff that you love and everything. And it's like it's really, really sad because like we could all really eat and we could all do well. But then you have those who like, even though it's good to be competitive, ain't nothing wrong with being competitive and keeping on top of what other people are doing so you can be able to keep your shit up too. But it's like I feel like it's mad shitty when people try to go into the street or try to like, disparage people's characters or try to like get in their way, and try to halt them from really reaching the levels they needed to reach. you know? And so it's just like you think about things like that, and it's just like, do you ever feel like in Connecticut with the rap scene, do you feel like maybe y'all kind of hold each other back or anything of that nature, or does everybody just kind of focus on the shit and just do whatever?
I think the one of the main issues in Connecticut getting better with it, but for a long time Connecticut was pushing everybody but Connecticut because we right next to New York. Like they was just pushing anything New York did. We were just kind of just holding on to it, like New York is our big brother, and they like and like we like the little brother, not trying to let go. Like everything New York did, Connecticut just was like, oh yeah, like let's go. It's we. And New York is like, it ain't we. We New York, y'all Connecticut. So I think finally, like, people from Connecticut getting the mentality like, oh yeah, we're our own thing. I feel like me personally growing up, I never associated myself with New York. Like I would never go somewhere out of town and be like, I'm from Connecticut, like where it's at, or I say I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say I'm from Connecticut. If they don't know where it's at, then you gotta pull out a map and figure it out. Because I'm not about to sit here and be saying I'm from New York when I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of people from Connecticut, they'll go to Atlanta and be like, yeah, I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? Like that was never a thing for me. Like it's just it don't make sense to me. I got family that live in New York. Much you know what I'm saying? Love to New York, but like mad love in New York. Like my aunt's from New York. Like mad love for New York, but I'm not sitting here saying I'm from New York when I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, New York is its own thing. They got their own respect. They do things their way, and it's respect there. In Connecticut, we got our own stuff. So it's like now we're starting to form a culture. You know what I'm saying? And it's slow, but it's building. But for a long time, we was just kind of just backing everything New York was doing and like just going, like acting like we from New York. You know what I'm saying? It's like we not from New York. We got our own stuff going on. New York people are not sitting here saying they from Connecticut. So there's no point of you doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like just be yourself, be who you are, and I'm telling you, stuff gonna work out. And I think now with people from Connecticut, everybody's starting to kind of get that message. You feel me? So it's working out.
No, really, because like seriously, because like you could really just have something that could bring a whole lot of eyes to yourself and everything in Connecticut, and then you're just giving like the credit to New York and everything. I feel like that's kind of counterproductive and everything of that
Word.
nature. But it's just like in essence, like I feel like Charlotte. I don't want to say it's like that in a sense, but it's just like I feel like our main problem is it's just like we all so some people that haven't really stepped out of the city like that, so we all have a sense of inflated egos and everything, while other people come from different like parts of the country. Like they
Yeah.
could be from Florida or New York, or they could be like from Atlanta, and they step out here. We don't know like what their lives were like before they came here, but because like they carried themselves a certain way and everything, it comes across like, oh wow, that's like so cool or whatever. And like yeah, it is pretty cool. Like especially when New Yorkers come to Charlotte. I know I had a friend who like he's like my brother, like that ass, like from New York, who stay in Charlotte and who used to stay in Charlotte and back in New York again. But like then you have folk that always come across like they ran their cities and everything when and it really wasn't the case. So it's like when they drop into Charlotte and they have this sense of inflated sense of self. Was a lot of people in Charlotte where it's just like where they haven't really stepped out to really know the difference and everything, or what's acceptable, or what's ethical, or what in the it's whatever. But yeah, but what's ethical and just stuff of that nature. So it's just like due to lack of exposure, they really don't really know what's what, and so it's just like it's never just a sense of like we got our own shit to really like focus on and stuff of that nature. Like you be having bitches acting bougie and everything, and it's like, and you be like you a whole maybe you're a 9 here, but it's like you step out to Atlanta, you're like a 6. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like calm the fuck down and everything. Like just be humble, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, work on your own shit. Don't get me wrong. Like Charlotte, we got some bad bitches. I ain't trying to. We got some bad, fine ass women, but there'll be like those couple ones where it's just like, just calm down, man. And niggas too, bro. Like there'll be some niggas that really do think like they're on some shit and they feel like they could really run this world or whatever. But it's just like, like you got to really stray away from people that really have a heightened, elevated sense of themselves. It's okay to be confident. It's not good to be arrogant. Like it's really not. Like y'all need to sometimes just look and inwards for yourself and everything. Like I know what my strengths and my flaws are, and I just try to work on my flaws and I try to build on my strengths just as I can as an individual. It don't make me better than nobody. It don't make me lesser than nobody. I'm just like everybody else, just trying to get by and trying to get what I gotta get. And I can't get in the way of nobody else. I can't be threatened when anybody else does a little bit better. Or if they get a bag or they get a grand or they get a band or however they get, whatever they get, that's none of my business, And I'm not trying to get in the way of trying to compete against nobody in any sort of way. If somebody needs help or they need anything that they need or maybe they need a ride to the studio or whatever, I don't look down on nobody, But it's just like I feel like Charlotte's kind of messed up, where it's just like or it's just like they try to find a way to like, it's just they just find a way to just sabotage other people's shit for like no reason, and then overly invest themselves into niggas that don't really like the music shit like that, And then once so they finish dropping what they drop and got the cloud out of it, they go quiet for years.
Yeah, that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's everywhere. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's everywhere. Some people don't really even love this shit. They just do it for, like you said, the clout or something for some money. But I don't even trouble myself looking at stuff like that because I know everything real is gonna last. All that other bullshit here today, gone tomorrow, and that's a fact.
That's definitely a fact, man. There's some folk in high school, man. Used to like used to shit on my shit or whatever. So and the shit didn't even come out yet. It's just shit that was just written down. Like, how you gonna hate on shit before it's even formulated? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those things. You really gotta get instinct like when you're a star player. Hold on a second. Just some background. No, but yeah, man, it's just stuff like that. So it's just like I feel like you can definitely do well with the whole Connecticut rap scene thing, whether if you become like a face in Connecticut or the face in Connecticut, wherever it is, like it all just works together. When you want to start a movement, it all starts like with a bunch of people together. Even with New York and LA. And even in the South of Atlanta, it always starts with the movement first. So it's just like, for me, I feel like the North Carolina and Charlotte movement are pretty much in momentum now. It's still kind of building momentum to see where it leads to in the next 10 years. I feel like there's a whole lot of good hopes to be had, and there's a whole lot that can be done. In your case, I feel like you're doing a whole lot, especially with the music videos and stuff of that nature, and stuff like that. But where do you see like even Connecticut like in the next like couple years and everything? You feel like it's gonna be in a good place next 3 to 5 years?
Um, I think Connecticut is on the rise for sure. I think in the next 3 to 5 years, Connecticut will be, it'll still be on the rise, but it'll be in a place where it's about to start hitting that, like, okay, they here. You know what I'm saying? I think that because we're behind, like you gotta say, we're behind Charlotte. We're behind a lot of these places that are by the next, like, if Charlotte keeps going the way it's going, they should be like, okay, we got multiple people, not just a baby, et cetera, et cetera. Connecticut's gonna be at the place where, okay, now we're like just getting here. We may have one or two people that's like making a name for themselves, and then within the next 10 years, that we should be like a established place. People should be coming out of Connecticut, like what I'm saying, like clockwork. So, that's where I think Connecticut will be, and I think it'll be in a good place. I think Connecticut is realizing that we got a lot of talented people out there, and it's just trying to support the people that you seeing every day, not somebody that live miles away that you ain't never seen that live in California somewhere. It's all right to like music, but people from Connecticut, I'm telling you, any artist will tell you when they come to Connecticut, they get a lot of love because Connecticut go hard for they go hard for places that ain't even somebody down the street rapping and they doing good. You know what I'm saying? It sound nice, it got a good production, like it's a vibe. And somebody from, I'm just gonna say Nevada because I ain't trying to make it seem like I'm subbing anybody or any state. But let's say somebody from Nevada doing the same thing. Connecticut will just be going hard. Like, oh my God, I've never heard this before. You know what I'm saying? So,
You feel like Connecticut be working on it just trying to uplift or boost other artists and then their
yeah,
own
for
artists.
sure. But now Connecticut is starting to get an identity and starting to really like support each other, and I'm loving it because it's different. Like the scene is changing now. So back then, growing up, it was like that, but now, like present day, Connecticut is really starting to support each other, and I really respect it. We got a long way to go. And it's still a lot more support that needs to be done, like that needs to be done and needs to be, put out there. But we're going in the right direction. I will say that Connecticut's in the right direction.
Yeah, man, it's cool. Just keep in mind for anybody listening right now, if your homeboy, whatever he's doing with the whole music thing, however, it doesn't kill to just leave a comment or just to just repost, man, a link. It really just takes like 2 seconds, bro. Literally that 2 seconds. Don't be afraid for your people next to you to rise up, man. If they really do have something, you gotta help put them on too, and everything. Like even like with people like I'm in the Journey Entertainment area. When people drop something, I'm gonna repost it. Whether if it's just like even if it's just like it's somebody like I know a guy that knows a guy, I'm gonna repost your shit because it's just like I would want to get the same type of that same type of flack too. Um, when I want to drop my projects and everything, it's just like, and even on Facebook and stuff of that nature, I'm always like locked in with a lot of unsigned like underground groups and stuff like that. I just be dropping links here and there. I be sending stuff in the mail and everything here and there too, whatever I can do. If I gotta pay for promotion or somebody'd like to repost, I do that also. Anything really to get like the name out there, bro. If you can help somebody, like do that, in any sort of way. All it takes just a couple comments, maybe send it to 10 people that then they send it to 10 people, that's already 100 people, I'm just saying it wouldn't kill. It really wouldn't kill. All this jealous shit, bro. It's like it's not a good look, man. It's just one of those things, man. You really got to overcome your inner turmoils. Just because somebody else is doing a little bit better doesn't mean that their life is all glim and gold, man. Like we're all having to deal with struggles and everything, and it wouldn't help to just help somebody out. You know what I mean? So it's just shit like that. Um, but yeah, we kind of went over the hour mark and everything. I just want to ask, Dear Mir, like, do you have any like final words, words of advice for anybody listening, anything of that nature?
I just say, what I'm saying, stay your course and just be, grateful of your journey because everybody's journey not the same, but just be grateful that you got a journey, you still here, and it get hard because I know, and it may be times where you want to give up, but what I'm saying, just understand that it's your journey, and you got that journey for a reason, so live it and work hard to get to where you're trying to get to because I'm gonna do the same. Meet y'all at the top.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure, for sure, man. Yeah, man. Anybody wants to make this stuff work, man. Any artist, for sure. It's always worth it, man. You don't want to have to like live like maybe like till you're in your 30s, 40s. Like, damn, I wish I would have done this when I was in my 20s and everything. But there's always time. There's always place to improve and everything. Take every step as a step forward. Even like the failures, man. It'll bring you closer and closer to where you need to be. So it's just stuff to keep in mind. But, that's just it for the Mental Threads podcast. That's episode 41. We are sewing in, now sewing out.
Oh.